All right, guys. Hey, guys, I've got Sarah Campbell on the line here. Thank you, Sarah. Good morning in the UK to you. Thank you for jumping on. And you got yourself a cup of coffee, I presume?
I do, yes.
Awesome. So, guys, I don't know whether you know this, Sarah. Some of you may have chatted with Sarah in the past, and some of you may not know who Sarah is. But Sarah is somebody that I've sort of been sending people to if they tend to, really sort of have niche problems, or maybe problems with their Amazon account, or just maybe even just suspensions. Maybe letters in regards to the Amazon inventory, maybe product listing issues. And Sarah's kind of like the, I should call you, I hope you're not offended by this Sarah, but I call you like the mafia. The mafia have like a fixer. And if they they have a fixer that solves problems, and I call you the fixer. And I make that reference, and I hope you're not offended by that. But you're sort of the fixer with Amazon, and I know you have a lot of experience. Apart from that, I do know you have a lot of experience with Amazon, with listing products and launching products as well. So I just want to introduce everybody to Sarah. And Sarah Campbell has been working with a few of our clients for the last, I think, 6, 7, 8 months or so. Yeah. Just a few here and there. And guys, I just wanted to bring Sarah on, just maybe to ask you a few questions, and maybe potentially, if you're interested in what she talks about and maybe what she has to offer, maybe if you're suffering or having a similar issue, maybe chatting with Sarah as well. So thank you. I appreciate the time you're jumping on here as well, Sarah. And I just wanted to ask you, first of all, what are the main problems that people have with their accounts? Like what are some of the common things that you sort of see with their Amazon accounts?
So, I mean, even before your account's set up, a lot of people have issues with verification. So it's making sure that their documents completely match the information they've input. So I've had quite a lot of people you've passed through actually that haven't even got to creating the account. So it's just checking over their documents, making sure that Amazon would be happy with those specific documents, and just checking that against the info. Because if anything's out slightly, it'll just get rejected, because Amazon's system's actually automated. So it's not a person checking your documents against what you've input, it's their system checking that. So that's why a lot of the time it gets rejected. Another issue is probably ungating categories. So actually getting approval for certain categories. Again, you need specific documents, like invoices, physical pictures of the product. Your product have to have certain things on them for them to accept those pictures. So yeah, I would say those two are probably the most common.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And do you have, and yeah, 100% I agree, verification is probably one, and ungating is another. So if someone wants to sell on fashion or health or things like that, then that does come up. Well, what about hijacking or suspensions? Is that a common thing that happens?
Yeah, so I mean, more so recently, I've obviously had a few people that I'm dealing with at the moment that you've sent through with the hijacking side. Now, there's a number of different reasons why that happens. One of them being if both sellers, or like the hijacker and the original seller, send their product to fulfillment by Amazon and don't use Amazon's barcode, it then means their inventory can become commingled, which means both of them are sending the same product, both of them are getting the orders, and both of them are then getting the reviews. Now, another thing is actually, if you're not brand registered, it's also easier for someone to hijack your listing, which is why it's always good to get a trademark and become brand registered as soon as possible. maybe not so much in the beginning, but as you start to sell more products, it is definitely something that I would advise to get that trademark and to get registered. Because then if anyone tries to hijack, Amazon can kick them straight off and you've got no issues.
Awesome. Okay. Well, so we mentioned a few things. So verification, ungating, you've got hijacking here. You've got well, potentially other like suspension, that sort of thing as well. What's a common, like, without going into detail, I know you sort of help people with this, but what is a common thing? Is it just sort of dealing with Amazon, connecting with them back and forward, and just resolving the issue? Is that what you normally do?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's to do with my experience, so I already know how to deal with the issue, and that could be just opening a case. It could be checking over someone's document and advising them what changes they need to make, or if they can get another document that would be better suited. Sometimes it's just a simple issue that, takes me 5 minutes, and it could take someone like a few days because they don't understand the system. I mean, I do find other issues, again, could be like suppressed listings or blocked listings, or infringement policy issues. And again, that's just creating an appeal and sending that to Amazon, an appeal, for instance, the infringement of how your product isn't similar, or, even just messaging the owner that's reported it and explaining to them how the differences of your product, and sometimes they'll then let that go. So I'm actually dealing with an issue at the moment, which is toothbrush heads, and it's actually a copy of another brand who have allowed that, but another brand have reported it. So I'm dealing with that brand to try and explain to them that it's not a copy of their product and point out the differences in that product. So yeah, that's something else.
Right. That actually sounds quite technical. So, and is this a common thing that happens a lot? Does it on Amazon?
Yeah, I think it is. Not that I deal with it a lot, but I do feel like it happens. I just feel like people just kind of accept it rather than appealing it, because they don't know how to deal with it basically. And because there can be just a lot of back and forth from Amazon, and Amazon won't give you any advice on how to appeal it or what to do, so no one knows what to do. So that's where I kind of come in and give my advice and speed up the process for them, really.
I was going to say, that's a great point you mentioned there, Sarah. So, you kind of know the inner workings of Amazon, and that a lot of people just sort of take it. If something happens, they go, "Oh, you know what? I'll just take it." But there's a lot of things you can sort of do. Sometimes having someone like you sort of intervene and assist them with what it is, unsuppressing an issue, maybe getting unblocked or something like that. I know it doesn't happen regularly. This is a very rare thing that actually does sort of happen, but it's good having someone with experience on your side. So guys, yes, sorry, Sarah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, don't get me wrong, Amazon is Amazon, and we all know they like to let us jump through it. So, sometimes it is just a dead end, and, I'll still do everything I can to try and help that from not happening. But, sometimes it's just a case by case basis where Amazon are just like, no. And, sometimes there isn't much else we can do, but it's always worth trying. And I'll always give my advice and assistance to make sure that happens. But like I said, sometimes it just isn't possible.
That's great advice. Well, guys, below this video, I'll include Sarah's details. And if you ever have an issue with whether it's verification issues, whether it's ungating, maybe you have a product you want to launch on a gated niche, for example, toddler toys or potentially fashion products, those sorts of things. Whether it's hijacking, whether someone sort of hijacked your listing or branded, and even in Australia, that doesn't seem to happen that often, but it can happen. Also, press listings, even so, guys. Below this video, there's a details with Sarah. But connect with Sarah, and she can assist with you. And yeah, that's great. I appreciate your time. Thanks, Sarah, for jumping on today's call.
I want to introduce you to an intimate one-on-one coaching program. I want to introduce you to an opportunity for us to launch your first product. Doesn't it make sense to you to use the experience, the expertise, and the expert skills our team have in listing your first product on Amazon? Would you build your own dream house? Or would you get builders to build it for you? That's who we are. We don't build houses, we build Amazon product listings. In fact, the team members who'll be working on your product listing have listed thousands of products, and you'll be harnessing their skills and experience and expertise in listing your product on Amazon. This program comes with additional coaching, one-on-one training, Wednesday live coaching, bonus events, plus we list your first product on Amazon. We do the images, the headline, the copy, the bullet points, the keyword research, and we launch this on Amazon for you. Imagine getting instant feedback from our expert coaches on your product ideas. If you're wanting speed in this Amazon business, if you're wanting a group of professionals who build Amazon product listings day in, day out, then let's get started today, and I'll see you at the top.